It's nutritionist Trisha Manis, and I am really thrilled right now because I have Linda Larson with me. She graduated my program almost 2 years ago. She came to me in January, the end of January 2023, and she has achieved amazing results eating optimally. It's going to be a massive inspiration to you, especially if you're someone who has lost weight, gained it back, lost, gained it back. You're scared to try again. But Linda, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. If I can help somebody, why
Good.
not?
Oh, you definitely will be able to. So I want to start this off by sharing how we even came to be on this call because it's almost been 2 years since we've worked together. And it was just Thanksgiving, so I sent a gratitude email out to my email list because I'm wholeheartedly very grateful for all the people that I serve because of how much meaning and joy it brings to my life. And at the end of that email, I asked everyone what they were grateful for, and you responded to that email, and I'm going to read your response right now. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm going to share my screen so they're not going to see your, um, oh, is it okay if they see your email? Is that okay?
Well, sure.
Okay. All right. So this is what Linda said. Hi, Trisha. Thank you for your email. I'm so grateful that after decades that I found you. You saved my life. I'm down over 100 pounds and still dropping weight. My lifestyle has changed forever, and I just celebrated my 71st birthday. Thank you tons. And of course, I remember I was laying on my couch. It was Thanksgiving and I read that and it absolutely was the best part of my day. So thank you
Hmm.
for sharing that with me. Um, so right before we hit the record button, you were telling me how you had lost weight numerous times and gained it back. I would love to hear your stories of dieting and weight loss and what that journey was like for you up until you hired me 2 years ago.
Well, like I mentioned to you before, I mean, I've been on different diets, different all my life. I know I was always a heavy child. I was heavy during high school. That was really fun.
Mhm.
And then when I got to be, I think I was like 20, 21. Overweight. I couldn't even tell you how much weight, but I don't remember ever being under 200, ever.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I always made jokes. I was born, 200 pounds because I was at least that. So I started, and this is probably long before people's time, I started the liquid diet until people started dying in the news. So I stopped that. And then I went to, oh, I can name them all. I went to a doctor. Oh, yeah, they put me on fen diet,
Mhm.
which also was very bad for your health. And I went to another doctor who put me just on phentermine, which is half of the fen.
And people are still being prescribed that. I literally
I
was
know.
talking to a client today, showing them the side effects of
Right.
that, which is very scary. And you have to taper and withdraw off of that drug. So anyway, and like you said, people were dying on the liquid diet.
People,
Like
yeah. I
people
mean,
die trying to lose weight in very unhealthy ways, unintentionally unhealthy ways, but it's prescribed by the
yeah.
doctor. So anyway, you tried phentamine.
Right. And you're desperate to try anything. I did the Weight Watchers. I did Nutrisys. I mean, I spent thousands. I did Weight Watchers didn't help me at all. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have time in my life. I raised five kids to be counting freaking points. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and then I can just then I tried I will just exercise. So my girlfriend and I get done with work. I go to her house. We work out to Richard Simmons on a VCR
Mhm.
tape, and I lost 100 pounds. And that was awesome, but it
Mhm.
wasn't sustainable because my real life came in and she got busy, and you don't have time in your life to do
Mhm.
this anymore. And I started a
Mhm.
business, and life takes over and things don't work out.
Mhm.
I never was under size 22. I got up to 24 and size 26.
Mhm.
And then I met you online. Actually, I saw you on Facebook.
Well, if before we go there, if you're comfy sharing,
Yeah.
how many times throughout your life have you lost 100 pounds?
This counting this one that worked, this is my fifth time, which means I spend my whole life playing this yo-yo game, um, trying
Oh,
every fad that I could afford.
I want to really say thank you for sharing that with people because it's going to help other people who may have lost 100 pounds 5 times, many different times, know that they're not alone in the very least.
Right. They're not. And I think the reason people think they are is because you feel very isolated and you certainly don't want to talk about your weight. You don't want to talk about your problems because it feels like nobody but you has really got this problem.
Right. So you'd lost 100 pounds 4 times, and then you were 69 scrolling through Facebook, and you saw it
Well, I
a
saw I saw the word nutritionist come up,
hmm
and I had gone to nutritionists through my medical field,
hmm
and to be honest, I don't remember anything they really told me because it was not practical, nor did it fit my lifestyle.
hmm
And I don't know, I felt like a number walking through a clinic.
A lot of nutritionists, if you do it with health insurance, they're going to teach you my plate or counting calories, and you're going to get very little communication touch points that it's rare that I hear someone say that a nutritionist used for my health insurance got me from where I'm at to my dream scenario where I want to be and quickly and effectively in a lasting way. So you're
Oh,
also, I failed to say in the beginning, you're a retired nurse as well and was
yes.
involved in clinical research. So Linda also understands the medical field and was trained in that as well. So she sees an advertisement for me, a nutritionist offering a educational webinar on Facebook. She watches it. She decides to talk with me on the phone to see if it's the right fit. What made you say yes to hiring me after already spending thousands of dollars trying in other ways? And also, I imagine you also had a fear of failure. What if it doesn't work or is something wrong with me? What is that true that you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So,
it was sort of like first of all, yes, I was impressed that a nutritionist is on Facebook. Okay.
mhm,
So I read everything and I looked you up and I looked at the books that you were in and the books you wrote and I thought, okay, first of all, this isn't some lackey on Facebook. So I trusted you. But on the other side, before I even went to you, of course, I had to discuss this with my husband because it is a sum of money that
mhm,
and it is like you said, I've spent thousands of dollars. But now here I'm asking for the same thing again. And how many times you want to,
mhm,
expecting a different outcome with this,
mhm,
with this no tools. So
mhm,
I just said, hey, I really feel like this person knows what they're doing. And what have I got to lose? But I promise, and I promised him and I promised myself, if this didn't work, I'm done. I
mhm.
am so done.
That is not the first time I've heard a client say, I am their last ditch effort. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't work with me, they're done trying. And I respect that a lot and I take it very seriously. And I'm so honored that you said that and you're still eating optimally. And
Right. But
it's almost been 2 years for you, which is amazing. So
well,
what
I think once you do it and you actually finally find something that is freaking working, and it's working because I'm doing it, not because I'm buying a prepackaged meal. I'm making the choices. I have priorities and I have choices, and I decide which choice is a priority.
Mhm,
And when you start to do that and you think, you know what, stop thinking about everybody else, stop thinking what you look like,
mhm,
start working toward what you want. You're not going to be perfect. Nobody is. Okay,
mhm,
nobody's got a perfect body.
mhm.
Nobody has a perfect life, but you're the only one that can make the change.
Yeah,
That's it.
agreed. Agreed. So I would love to show our audience right now your before and after.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. And Linda sent me these in the emails that she sent me. So I'm going to show you her before that she sent me. Also very beautiful. Very
Yeah.
beautiful. And then I'm going to show you her after right now, which I love this photo. so much.
This
You
was
just
at
like,
my son's wedding a month ago.
oh, congratulations. I'm trying to
Thanks.
see if I am showing both at one time. There we go. You can see them both next to one another.
See, I
Yeah.
see it now, but I don't see it in the mirror,
Hmm.
you
Well,
know, and that's just human nature, really.
maybe you're just used to being leaner Linda now. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. I mean, I look at it and I think, ooh, you know, and this picture was also taken at a family reunion at our place,
Hmm.
and I saw the pic. I didn't put the picture up.
Mm.
No way was I putting that picture up.
Mm.
Um, just couldn't
But
do it.
will
I
you
didn't
put
want to look at it.
will you put pictures of yourself up now that you take now?
I did already, yes.
Good. That makes me very happy to hear. All right. So
Yeah.
good, good. That makes me very happy to hear. So I pulled up your evidence list, if you remember your list of
Yep.
evidence that optimal eating is working. It's a list of your results during your first 10 weeks here, and I want to share with our audience some of your really quick wins that you got from eating optimally. And you said something earlier that I think is really important. You're like, a pill meals isn't causing me to lose weight. I did this. I am doing it. I'm the one who's doing it, which it gives you a lot more sense of satisfaction and boosts your self-esteem because you're doing it. But what I want the person watching this to know is that because optimal eating is so therapeutic, it helps you start because the food that you're eating is we want you to eat. It is good. And that food is helping you so much that you start to feel better in certain regards very, very quickly, which helps you know this is working. I like it and helps you keep going. So then you can be like Linda, and 2 years later, you're still eating optimally, have made a lifestyle change. So I'm going to pull up some of your quick wins that you got from the very
Okay.
beginning. Okay. So I'm going
Yep.
to read them from your evidence list. My blood sugar hasn't dropped in the middle of the night and left me with a cold sweat since I started eating optimally. So Linda came here, and I'm saying came here with diabetes because for anyone watching, you have diabetes if your A1C is 6.5 or higher. And what is your A1C now?
5.2.
Non-diabetic. And I'm going to keep
Okay.
reading this because I stopped taking the glipperide. Am I saying it correctly?
Close enough.
Um, I stopped taking that and I've been on it since 2020. And you said I stopped taking that after 2 weeks of eating optimally because of how well this lowers blood sugar for people with diabetes. And you were also on metformin at that time. So one of her really two of her quick wins, blood sugar became more regulated and lowered consistently that she got off the medication within 2 weeks of eating optimally. And she was also on metformin. Are you on metformin now?
No, I stopped taking that about a year and a half ago. I'll back up. I was on 4 pills a day, two in the morning, two at night. That's a big dose. And I went to a dietitian. I went through all the steps, asked people, why am I taking this? It has so many GI problems. It's not even funny.
Hmm.
And and I'm a nurse, so, shame on me, but I slowly tapered myself off. And I informed my doc as I did it. And I
Great.
said, you see something wrong? I'm in here all the time. You're drawing blood. I said, but I'm off.
I love that you let your doctor know and you
Oh,
knew,
yeah.
plus you're a nurse, so you could do that, but you informed the doctor, you knew what you wanted, and you didn't wait
Right.
for a doctor's permission because this is something I tell to my clients all the time. Doctors are not used to women in their 60s and 70s being successful, achieving these health results, and the doctors are not used to getting women, especially in their 60s and 70s, off medication because their biomarkers are improving so much and because they're losing weight and because they're doing it in such a healthy way that you have to advocate for yourself because
Right.
you cannot hope or expect that they will help you do that on their own. So I give you a lot of
Right.
credit for doing that.
Well,
So,
I'm not a doctor, so I said if this is bad, I'll go back on,
well,
but prove me wrong.
that's one thing I do tell my clients. I always, and this is great for the person listening. This is only true though once you're eating optimally and your blood work is improving and you're losing weight.
Right.
Okay. Because you don't need the medication anymore. But you have to go in and say what you want and ask them how they're going to help you do that.
Right.
And their job is to say if it is unsafe to respond with that.
Correct.
But you can't wait for them to take it off yourself, generally speaking. I have people, anyway, their blood pressure is so low and they still have to like bang on the door for anyway. So, the good news now is, Linda, you no longer have diabetes.
Right. Right. That which is great. Yeah, because there goes my risk value down. And that's what the goal is. So
Okay.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure, my complete pleasure. So you also wrote as well here, I have more energy. I vacuumed the whole house in a few hours in just one day when it used to take me a couple days. So again, that was in within about 2 weeks, not even of eating optimally. Your energy increased that you were able to be way more productive. And for the listener, she wasn't more productive and having more energy from having lost 2 pounds that week. It was a direct result of the food she was eating, which is one reason, again, that makes it so sustainable is because you feel so much better really from the beginning and it keeps getting better and better and better, and you're losing weight. A lot of people think they have to lose all the weight and then they'll start to feel better, which, if you do it in the optimal eating way, is not true.
No, so it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get so much more from this than just weight loss. You said, I find daily chores less tiring. I'm more energetic. I can work faster and accomplish more daily. Again, that was within just 2 weeks. I can put on a pair of leggings. I couldn't squeeze them on before. They went on within 2 to 3 weeks, which is great. Fit into a coat I haven't worn since 2013, so 10 years ago from when you wrote this, and I
Yep.
fit into it after 4.5 weeks of eating optimally. So a 10-year problem nipped in the bud in 4.5 weeks.
Right.
Awesome. Um, and then you graduated.
Yes. And kept it up. I mean, it was seamless because that's your life now.
Mhm.
Um, but I do think the most important factor that I would ever say to somebody is you give them the tools, use them, use them faithfully until it becomes a habit. Um, because had I not built those habits in the beginning, I think you get frustrated, you cheat, you pay the price, and and not that I haven't had downs, but I always know that if you just follow the simple rules, it works. So stop letting your head think, yeah, I'm hungry, I want to eat that. It's like if it didn't fit in your plan, don't even plan it.
Well, yeah. And then also, if you are hungry, I do want you to eat, or I just want you to
Right,
eat
but
something
you got to eat the
optimal.
the right things.
Right, exactly. And when we were talking before this, you said, I follow you to a T. So those
Yeah,
habits you're talking about, are they the habits that you learned here?
yeah, yes, absolutely. I mean, that's why it was my last. If I can't follow your direction, obviously I couldn't follow the rest because it didn't work. And that's my mindset. Maybe it didn't work because it wasn't going to work. But my mind is it's my fault. This
I
is
think
my last chance.
I think that's very common for a lot of women that I disagree where you said it's my fault. I think a lot of times weight loss doesn't work, whether it's Weight Watchers with counting points, because it's a fault of the system. I don't know, most people are not going to enjoy or want to count points for the rest of their life
Right, right.
or take a pill for the rest of their life. So I think when people say there's something wrong with me because I can't do it, I think that's a negative story belief that keeps people stuck. And one thing I love, and we were talking about this at the beginning of the call, that I love about your story is because you were so resilient and you never gave up on yourself. So this is something I say to people a lot. In terms of, if we think of weight loss, sustainable weight loss of achieving a goal, like we would any goal, whether it's me and my business, something like that. The only way that you will absolutely not achieve that goal is if you quit. And what I want all of you to do, you included, Linda, and the person watching this video who's tried things to lose weight and it didn't work, I want you to say to yourself, I deserve credit for going after a goal. I deserve credit for caring enough about myself to try again.
Right. And you need a goal. You
Yeah,
have to have a goal.
and anytime you try to lose weight, it means you care about yourself and you're not giving up on yourself. That which
Right.
means you're courageous and you're brave, especially if you have people around you saying, "Oh, you're going to spend money on that again," or whatever it
Right.
is, right? And it's like, "Yes, I am. I think you are your best investment." And it's the same thing with me and my business. I'm growing a company to help people achieve these goals and I invest in coaching programs all the time. Some of them are great and some of them are flops. But from all of it, I learned something, whether it's I'm not going to do that ever again, or I took this one thing from it and that really helps me. So as long as you keep going, all it means is you care about yourself. And
Right.
then you get to a place, those things brought you here. So, and of course, there's no right or wrong answer, but do you feel like you've achieved sustainable weight loss? Do you feel like you figured it out now?
Yes, because I saw results. I got positive feedback because I followed your instructions. And the more feedback and the more weight you lose, the more you realize I'm learning habits now for the future. So
Mhm.
I've even gotten to the point where, and believe me, I can eat like a horse.
Me too.
But nowadays, I've changed my eating habits where you can't, it's very hard to break 50, 60 years of this is what my plate should look like.
Hmm.
So I still put on my plate optimal food,
Hmm.
but I probably put too much. And I'm learning that, you know what, the second my stomach says, don't you think you've had enough? And it will tell you that,
Hmm.
I stop. I stop.
And what makes it easier to stop eating optimally, because to you watching this video or the person, I have eaten a whole cheese pizza at once, entire breads of loaf, entire
Right,
boxes of cookies. Like I can eat. And um, it's incredibly hard to do that with optimal eating because the food
right,
is so much more satiating that, again, that wasn't something's wrong with me. It was the input was wrong, which
right,
enabled me to eat so much of it. Whereas the optimal eating, I can't do that.
right.
I can't overeat on potatoes. It's not possible.
No, you can try, but you're going to be sick. And it's a
Yeah.
fraction of what I used to eat before. And I'm not starved because I've eaten the correct foods.
Yes, because you are not hungry or pushing the plate away eating optimally, which is
Right, right.
beautiful. So you feel like for the first time that you've achieved sustainable
Yeah,
weight
I
loss.
do. And you know what? Like I said, I had a goal and I had a dream goal for myself and a dream goal for my life. And
Mhm.
even though this may sound crazy, but
Mm-mm.
I am married to a man that is 14 years younger than me.
Woo!
And when I started this, my goal was I'm going to outlive him. Okay. Because I do this by myself here. In no way will he participate with this. No, he's a meat and potatoes guy, and that will be it. That'll be fine. I can't change anybody but myself.
Well, you get to share all the potatoes, which is great.
Yeah, but not the potatoes like he eats,
Yeah,
covered yeah, no, no,
right.
no. It's not even appealing
Yep.
because I know my outcome.
Yep.
So I've reached my goals, but the goals are always being moved
Yeah,
because you
which is
always
great.
better yourself. And so I will, I've got my ninth grandchild on the way and I want to be
Oh,
around.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Good, and
So
you are.
yeah.
Congratulations. What would
Well,
you,
thank
well,
you.
oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. What would you say to the woman watching this video that may have lost 100 pounds more than once and gained it back, and they are not satisfied with their health? They are not satisfied with their body. They are not living in the way that they want to be living. They are not enjoying their life the way that they want to be enjoying their life, but they
Right.
are scared of failing. What would you
Yeah,
say to that
it's
person?
well, I've been there, done that. I have cried myself to sleep for decades, all because of this motion or idea of what we should all look like.
Hmm.
Um, but I would say you're gonna win. You're gonna win if you just follow the directions that you're given. I mean, I printed out everything you ever sent to me so that if I ever am slipping, which I've done many times in these last years because I'm not perfect, but I sit there and I think, really? Did you look at the scale today? Was that worth the 3 pounds you put on? No. Now you got to take it off. So quit playing games. Stick to your optimal eating.
Hmm.
You'll get further ahead, and you won't have any more bad nights of crying yourself to sleep because, I'm so freaking fat.
Hmm. So
And
you
that's how
don't
you feel. That's
you
how
don't
you feel.
you don't cry yourself to sleep anymore?
No, because I feel I'm sleeping better, number one. I bought myself through, your marketplace cheapy exercise equipment that's right here in my bedroom. I have
Right.
no excuse. Not that I do it every day. I'm 71. I'm not going to exercise every day. Okay. No. But it does feel good now that I have the energy that I can go 30 or
Yep.
40 minutes nonstop, that I'm not trying to get in shape. I'm just trying to keep the muscle mass I have at my
Yep.
age,
Great.
just so that I can go out and walk a block or two without thinking I'm dying.
Hmm.
That's
So,
worth it. That's worth it to everybody to at least give this a try. You have nothing else to lose. You've already failed before.
you've
Why
nothing to
not
lose.
try?
Where do you think you'd be if you wouldn't have joined the program 2 years ago right now?
I don't even want to think about it because it wouldn't have been good no matter what. It would not have been good.
Hmm.
Because I mean, how much pain can you take? And you're really your own worst enemy. You really are.
But yeah, but you don't know how to help yourself because
But
you
you do
know what?
now if they listen to you.
Yeah, if they sign up, they will. That's very
Yeah, there
true,
is
right?
there's nobody's told you the truth before. They just want your money.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about this is you worked with me for 10 weeks and you're not just investing in 10 weeks,
Oh,
which like if you buy pills or products, you spend your money on something and then you consume it and it's gone and you've learned nothing. You have nothing with you that you can take with you forever. But
right,
here, you invested in 10 intense weeks together, 2.5 months. You're still eating optimally. You're still doing it. Your results got better and better and better and better the longer you did it, but you had the ability to do it on your own, which is the whole point of the program, that it works effectively for a wide range of things, that it works very quickly, and that it's sustainable. You can continue to keep doing it. Linda's off medication. You're probably going to make the investment back just from not having to spend money on the
right,
meds over decades of years. Plus, you're going to live longer now, which is
right.
beautiful. And you said something a minute ago that I think is very important for people to know and understand. You're like, I've slipped up. I don't use the term cheating. I don't like it. So for you, you
Right,
can change that to I ate some things that weren't optimal because it's
right,
less beating yourself up and it's less diety lingo. But you ate things that weren't optimal, but you're still an optimal eater. You're still going. It's not this black and white all or nothing where there's this, you have this wiggle room. You have this wiggle room that if you eat something not optimal, you know exactly what to do and you can just keep going. So you don't have to be perfect. But Linda still overall has lost 100 pounds and she's
right,
still not diabetic and she's not perfect, but she knows how to not be perfect and keep going and maintain her results and keep getting more results. So I think that's a really important thing for people to know. It's not this all or white 100% or nothing. It's
right.
you do it 90% of the time, you're good.
Right, right. And I mean a lot of temptation out there. I mean, all these ads on these quick fixes, these
Oh yeah.
shots and Bioma and all this crap. I'm sure they do work, but I don't want to be hooked to another drug, and I certainly can't afford the other drugs. And then I start looking at the side effects long term, and I do that because I did that for a living, and I'm
Hmm.
thinking, no
Very
freaking
smart.
way. No way. No way.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
it's just you're going to pay for it sooner or later down the road. You will pay for that. Your body will pay for that.
Anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up the
No,
interview?
just I'm so grateful for you. And when people ask me, I've already shared your information. I won't give them out any of your personal information unless I think they're really. But I said, well, if you don't believe me, here's where you can look up her name,
Mhm.
look up what she's done, and it doesn't hurt to have a call with her. You can always say no. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
But again, if
Absolutely.
you don't, you can't go anywhere if you don't try.
hmm Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I
Oh,
appreciate you sharing your story. I hope this inspires someone and helps someone so they know they're not alone, but also inspire someone to take action to do something to help them reach your goals. Because you said something earlier that you're miserable and you're in pain,
yeah,
right? Before you start eating optimally and starting to have more energy and be in less pain and lose weight. And that's painful and it's scary.
yeah,
And then people, they have this opportunity then where they can invest in me and hire me, and it's scary. And here's the thing, you're going to be scared either way. You're going to be scared trying something new, and you're going to be scared it might not work, and you might be scared, what if I fail? Or you're going to be scared because you're crying to sleep at night and you're so unhappy and you don't like how you look and you don't like how you feel. They're both scary, but you get to choose what scary you're going to live with. One scary can help you, and then that
yes.
scariness is temporary and then you're no longer scared and you're feeling better and your life is better.
Right,
Or
really, you have,
you continue to stay
yeah,
scared in what's familiar to you, even though you don't like it. So there's scariness either way. You get to pick if you're scared is going to help you or if it's going to
right,
keep you stuck.
right. And just remember, there's no quick fix. No matter what they tell you, there's no
Mm-mm.
quick fix.
Mm-mm.
Not that you
There's
can
not.
maintain. And the whole purpose is you want to change. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, it's not like you buy a new dress and you don't wear it anymore. You'd like to have a new body and keep it forever.
Mm-hmm. Here you learn how to take care of it in a way that works, in
Yeah,
a way that tastes good, in a way that you like it.
right. Yeah. But I encourage people to try. So thanks again. I owe you everything.
Oh, my
Everything.
pleasure. My pleasure. My complete honor. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you,
I'm
Trish.
proud of you and I appreciate it so much.
No problem. We'll talk later.
Yes, we will.
All right. Bye.